This bin particularly came from Walmart. I think it was almost $4 and some change. But also, go to Dollar Tree. They're $1.25. They do have bigger bins like this, and they also have some smaller ones if you want to do some smaller things in your garden as well. It is cold in Pittsburgh today. So today I am adding to my compost pile. Fortunately, I've already added the fruits and vegetables. I have mushrooms in there, eggshells, and some peppers and some onions, even the outer layer of the onions, because they do break down. In there, I have added paper and some of this little dig grass that you see around here. Because I don't have hay, so you utilize your resource. And then I'm going to add some of the ground dirt that I have already dug up to start my garden. And then I have some soil that I'm gonna add on top of it. It's over there. I think it doesn't matter what soil, but that is for gardening specifically. It is like the Miracle-Gro garden soil. I'm gonna add that on there, put some water in it and cover it up, let it break down. So I am creating my own compost / soil for the rest of the season. So I did this a few days ago where I shoveled out the dirt. I let it sit because there are some weeds in it. I am not picking out the weeds. So if you let it just sit like this, eventually it will break down. So there's some of the weeds right there. However, if you look at it, there's a piece there that is turning into like dead weed. I'm just gonna break it up a little bit, but I'm gonna put some of this in my compost. And also after I dump it, I'm gonna take that root out of it and just spread it out a little bit. There's another root. Put that back over there. So now we have a good bit of ground soil in there. There are probably worms already in the ground soil because it has rained for the last 2 days, day and a half here in our city. And so now I'm just gonna open up my gardening soil, put some on top, and then this big bucket, well, not a bucket, a pot, use what you have, is going to get dumped into there. And you'll see, because I have the holes on each side and on the bottom of my grade 5 recycling bin. The grade 5 means it's not going to melt. So none of this plastic, when it gets really hot outside, is going to peel off into your compost bin. So this is a grade 5, 05. And then I got another bin yesterday from Dollar Tree that's smaller, that is also a grade 5 recycling bin. There's usually a little side here that you can just tear. And because I'm ultimately going to end up using more of this, I'm just going to do a little coat on top. And by doing this, you're covering up the fruits and vegetables that you put in there. You want to make sure that you have a good amount of aeration in your bin. Put holes in your bin. There are 6 holes on each side of my bin. And on these bins, I think I put 3 holes on each of the shorter sides here. There's some holes on the bottom of the bin that is so that you can allow the worms to come up through the bottom of the bin. And also it allows the water to filtrate out. If you have stagnant water sitting in it, nothing is going to break down. It's not going to dry out. And the food that you put in here will rot. We don't want to put that inside of our garden. Then I'm just going to dump this water in there. It will help break down the fruits and the vegetables, and also the paper. Because the paper is shredded, it'll take about 5 to 7 days for it to decompose. And then next week I'll be able to mix it up and it'll be great. Now when you pour this water, it's going to come out the sides of the bin, which is that aeration that we were talking about. We want this to break down really good. It's going to look like a muddy mess. See the water coming out on the sides there. My compost bin is a few layers. On the very bottom, if you have a box that's taped up, make sure you take the tape off of it. Make sure you take any stickers or anything off of it, because it will not break down. You don't want stickers and tapes and stuff, any kind of sticky anything inside your plants when you're doing this. You line the bottom of it with, you know, a few pieces of your box, and then I have put a little bit of this dead grass in there. On top of the dead grass, I put my first section of compost, and then I have my fruits and vegetables in there. Yes, you can use the outside layer of your onions. A lot of people will not use the outside layer of your onions. You want that in there. It is really great to have that. I have green peppers, any kind of peppers, and then you put on top of it, which will cut down the smelliness of your compost bin. On top of it, you put your hay, you put your broken down paper, shredded paper, and then you make sure that you cover it with ground soil. I use because it already has some worms in it, and then I use the soil that I'm probably going to be using in my garden on top of it, and then water it, put your lid on it, and let that thing work out for you.